Oh wow, I'm gonna get Legendary Seeker to start off my summoning session. That is insane. Would be really funny to see Thor here. Nope, it's Chicken. Muspel too. I didn't have him either. That is my plus an L ticket. Let's go. After so many years, he's finally complete. I think she's taking her time. She was definitely taking her time. Got my first Manuela. Shadows of Valentia Pala. I did lose to her in Summoner Duels tournament, and now here she is. Not that many colorless stones, unfortunately, for Ash. Oh wow, the game did not like that sentence. I feel like I'm probably not gonna summon Ash either way. Yeah, that works. Reverse Psychology, absolutely tried and tested. And I'm just gonna get Thor. I cannot believe it, dude. I absolutely cannot believe it. I do have Yuri on this account. As I say that, another Yuri shows up. So let's go for Lysithea. Much better to spark her, so I can now avoid the colorless hell. Absolutely love your videos, sending positive summoning vibes. Oh wow, I'm gonna get E-Tree. Yeah, you definitely sent a lot of positive summoning vibes. And I'm just gonna get Winter Bernadette like that, without spending any kind of orbs on this banner. Are you kidding me?
You want this, right?
I saved up 400 orbs on this banner, and I'm just so happy. Didn't have to spend any orb, just got her from my ticket. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna try for another one. Nope. You're not Bernie. You're nothing like Bernie. You're actually opposite of Bernie.
It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
I am the Divine Dragon.
Enough chit-chat!
Happy New Year, Triandra! To you as well, Peony.
Now I'm angry.
Your life ends now.
Fool!
I've failed.
This is not okay. Stop now. This is cancer.
2,000 years later.
I let you down.
Leave. Now.
Boom, bam, bop, bada, bop, boom, pow.
Forgive me.
No matter which heroes you take into battle, remember to be a commanding presence.
Alphonse, forgive me.
Full power!
This is it for you.
That was a mistake.
Not yet.
I'm out of here.
I was almost asleep. Ha!
Do it again.
Death.
Stop it. Get some help.
Death.
You ready to fucking die?
I'm a bad bitch. You might kill me.
I too must surrender to death.
Wow, that was awesome!
They will submit.
I wonder.
Surviving Muspel is the hard task, but with the close guard it should be helpful. We have also Chill attacked him, so that is going to be really helpful. Muspel is going to be leaving poor Regan at really low HP. And here comes that Green Thief. So we can finally just take out this Green Thief and do it for this week.
Really?
Lord, ask her guide us.
Here, as you can see, she's going to be surviving with 8 HP, which is quite a lot already. You can just smite your Shamir with your second smite bot, and then smite her again with your first smite bot who is in the position. Nemesis is just really thick, so he's not going to be taking any kind of damage. Gordon is just going to be doing 30 damage, but that is nothing. Violet did way too much damage to Nemesis, and I guess even Saros.
Delivery!
Delivery.
Delivery!
Delivery.
Yeah, Leone should be able to take out the Celica easily in the enemy phase. She's got all of the buffs, and we shouldn't really have much of a trouble. If you have Winter Lysithea, then she can go super aggressive on the right side of the map and just kill everything. You want to take out this Matilda in the enemy phase itself, because if she survives, then Wings of Mercy of Faye is going to be triggering, and then she's going to be really annoying.
Reporting for duty.
Are you sure?
So you want to just make sure that Regan has got her Blade Session fully active by moving these two Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And then we can take out this Red Thief over here with Regan. Take out this Fallen Julia, who has got 69 attack. Kind of makes me remember the days of early Resonant battles where enemy units had like inflated stats, and like this Fallen Julia had like 98 attack stat, I believe. So that is kind of crazy. So this Lance Cavalier is still going to be rallying up here because he dies to Ash. So they're always going to be choosing to rally if they die. Now, unfortunately, this Green Mage is going to be surviving on the Abyssal difficulty because of the inflation. You want to take out this Green Mage now with Ear. And take out this Flying Archer with your Bonfire. And in the classic Tractix Drills fashion, Ash is going to be surviving with 1 HP here against this Red Mana Kate. So that is amazing. And now you can retreat with Regan and have this flyer come to you. And now we can just use our Bonfire to nuke this Raven Tome flyer into oblivion. So this Lance Cavalier helped us a lot. He actually played for our team by rallying up from the start. So we can just take out this Lance Cavalier with Ash. And that is going to be the Abyssal solution. Really easy with the free-to-play units and no skill inheritance. Walhart got an incredible weapon refine that makes him easily one of the most unique Axe Cavaliers in the entire game. So this weapon refine is pretty solid, and it does have a lot of effects. It pretty much gives him +6 to all of his stats for virtually just existing. And overall, with this weapon refine, you can get +10 to all of your stats during the combat if all of the conditions are met. So Walhart is super solid as a unit now and can function in so many different game modes, especially in Arena as a G-Dual Cavalry unit. He's incredibly strong, and also in Pawns of... Loki has become a very strong anti-meta unit after her weapon refine. She was already pretty unique, but after her weapon refine, she has become a really strong force, especially in the new game mode Summoner Duels, and she also has much better utility in Ether Raids and Arena Assault. So this weapon refine provides her with Stall Ploy, AoE Guard, debuffs, and a much lenient HP check. Nyla is the first beast unit who has got a weapon refine, and good god, her weapon refine is such a good upgrade to her. So Nyla gets +9 attack and speed during the combat with this new weapon refine, and also gets +4 defense and resistance. She can debuff the opponent for -5 attack and defense, which further helps her offensive capabilities. And now she gets even more effects when she transforms as a beast unit. Libra gets a simple but decent weapon refine. This refine basically gives Libra effectively more stats by the nature of debuffs and just improves his generalist playstyle. Summer Tiki gets a nice upgrade to her weapon refine, making her pretty nice as a nuke with the special acceleration. So this weapon gives her a bunch of stats, pretty much +8 to all of her stats during the combat, and now her special acceleration works in both phases, and also both on Tiki's hits as well as the foe's hits. So it's kind of like Special Fighter in that regard. Summer Tiki can also get true damage based on her max special count as well as foe's resistance. So Ishtar is a Gen 2 blue infantry mage, and she's actually a pretty good mage because of her preferred weapon and the refine that she got this year. So she can just attack many of the far save armor units safely with the wind sweep and just annoy them. Now unfortunately we do have Ascended Fiarm, who is pretty much an exception to this rule because she's got null counter disrupt built into her weapon, and she's also green, so Ishtar is really not going to be doing much against her. So she's definitely going to be a big roadblock for Ishtar in general because of how common she can be, but if she's dealing with some other far save armor units, then Ishtar can definitely do a pretty good job. So Est is a Lance Flyer from Gen 1, and she's actually one of the better ones of Gen 1 because of her weapon refine, which still holds up decently well. And Lance Flyers are extremely competitive, so at least this weapon refine can kinda make her stand out for certain game modes. So overall Est is a pretty decent unit, but still Lance Flyer is an incredibly competitive class type, and there are just, a lot of really good, better Lance Flyers who can function in both phases, and they do not need the restriction of having a flyer based team like Est. But still, the armor effective damage of Est can definitely be a pretty handy thing in many of the matchups.
Okay, let's go.
So he's a Gen 6 Sword Infantry unit with 182 BST. He does have a preferred weapon in Carnage Amatsu, so he can function as a really nice damage reduction tank in the enemy phase. Yanfei completely dunks on Seri in pretty much every regard, so needless to say, Yanfei just is a superb free-to-play unit who has got distant counter and damage reduction built into his preferred weapon. Yanfei also scores 185 BST in Arena, even without using trade fruits, so it makes him one of the best, if not the best investment for Arena scoring from the Grail pool. So Muriel is a blue infantry mage with Blar Lion as the inheritable weapon. This provides her with +5 attack and resistance during the combat, and can also give the adjacent allies +6 attack buff. And her stat spread is actually pretty good at base 37 attack and base 40 speed, while also having a super boon in it. She doesn't have a preferred weapon, but still she's a pretty solid demote unit because of this offensive stat spread alone. Flavia is a sword infantry unit with Lioness Blade as her preferred weapon. I still feel like Flavia is a pretty solid unit in her own right because of having this niche with her weapon that provides her with the null damage reduction, and the fact that she can spam specials, which can be really helpful with this kind of Deadeye effect. Priam is yet another sword infantry unit with his preferred weapon Ancient Ragnall, which is a distant counter weapon of course because it's a Ragnall, and then it provides him with +3 defense, and it also has a secondary effect which can give the opponent -6 attack and defense debuff during the combat. Despite Priam being solid with his stats, his preferred weapon certainly holds him back, because in this batch itself we received Yanfei, and he is just a better sword infantry unit because of having a distant counter weapon but with a speed based damage reduction built into it. Basilio is an axe infantry unit with Spirited Axe Plus as the inheritable weapon, and the stat spread is pretty standard that we have seen on many axe infantry units, just having high attack stat, high defense, speed which is not really too high, not really too low, and also low resistance. So Ashe is a 182 BST infantry colorless beast, so she definitely has that novelty factor, but even outside of that she's an incredibly strong unit, mainly because of her weapon and her Slotsy skill, Opening Retainer, which is going to be an exclusive skill to her, and this is what makes Ashe into an incredibly strong unit. So if you have seen Summer Tana's weapon refine, this is basically that, but as a skill on Ashe. We have got Winter Ignatz this year as a colorless bow armor with 185 BST. He has got Tannin Bow Plus as his inheritable weapon, and this weapon basically has attack defense unity built into it, so it's actually a really solid inheritable weapon that many units can utilize, and overall he's gonna be this kind of speedy armor unit, kinda similar to Winter Felix. Winter Manuela is a 190 BST sword armor unit, and she has got Winter Rapier Plus as the inheritable weapon. This weapon has got attack defense unity built into it, and that is just super easy for an armor unit to trigger by being within 2 spaces of an ally, and she can also function as a pretty nice near save unit. The reason being is that she is a very fast armor unit. In fact, the fastest armor unit in the game as of making this video at base 42 speed. Winter Lysithea is a colorless mage cavalry unit with Sweet U Log as her preferred weapon, so this allows Lysithea to just nuke really hard with her high attack stat at base 42, but in my opinion I wouldn't say that Winter Lysithea is better than Ninja Korin or anything like that just because of being colorless. Being colorless is really good, don't get me wrong, and it certainly helps your matchups, but Ninja Korin still has a lot of things that can make her better. Winter Arthur is a 179 BST green mage armor unit with Snow Globe Plus as his inheritable weapon, so he can function as a far safe tank with the skill that he has got in defense resistance far trace. So his stat spread is really optimized for being a tank. He completely dumps his speed stat and increases his defense and resistance. Winter Mirabilis is a blue dagger dancer who's a flying unit, and she has got Dream Flake as her preferred weapon. This gives her +3 resistance, and it can also debuff the opponents for -5 attack if they've got any kind of penalty on them and if they're within 3 rows or 3 columns of Mirabilis. So its range is actually pretty huge. It's kinda similar to Arvis and Sias's range, so she can be really versatile for the long range attack debuff support. So she's here as a wind pair up legendary unit, and she's a blue infantry mage. She is pretty similar to legendary male Byleth in many ways, but at the same time she's also different with her support. This weapon is always going to be active in the player phase, and in the enemy phase for its activation, you need to be within 2 spaces of an ally. If those conditions are met, then she can get +5 to all of her stats and also get null guard effect and null special acceleration. So she can teleport to any kind of ally within 2 spaces. So even though she's an infantry unit, her mobility is boosted by this kind of warping or teleportation effect. So she can make for a really strong offensive threat and also provide a really good support to her allies. So overall, legendary female Byleth is going to be a really solid unit. So sparking is going to be available for the legendary and mythic banners, but it is going to be limited to the FEH Pass subscribers. So sparking is basically when you can get a guaranteed 5-star unit after 40 summons, and as you can see, I've basically summarized the new changes. So far every player has got the access to sparking on the New Heroes banner, the Forging Bond Revival banner, and Legendary Hero remixes. But from now on, FEH Pass users can additionally get a guaranteed 5-star spark summon on the new seasonal banners, and they can also spark on the Double Special Heroes banner, and finally these legendary and mythic banners. And now let's move on to the new game mode, which is going to be a PvP game mode, real-time PvP in Summoners Duels. People who are casual and competitive, I feel like, can enjoy this. So if you don't want to do the competitive favor battles, you can always do the practice duel against the AI, or you can even do the free duel against your friends. Now, a few things that you have to keep in mind is that the way you play this game mode is different. There are different rules. You cannot have more than one unit who has got save. You cannot have duplicate units on the same team. You cannot have multiple dancers here. I think this is definitely going to be having some complex strategies, and I've really found this game mode really fun.